Today I am going to show you how to add campaigns, audiences, ads, and also what numbers you should review, and at the end I am going to share with you the 4 most common mistakes we find when we review other companies' Facebook and Instagram ads and how you can avoid them. Well, for this video I'm going to use this document since first I want to share with you what are the 2 methods to advertise on Facebook and Instagram. Next, what are the 2 campaigns that you always have to create? What numbers should you analyze once your ads are already running? And finally, what are the 4 most common mistakes that most companies make that prevent them from seeing the best sales results when they make advertisements? So, we start with the first point. And when you are going to advertise on Facebook and Instagram, there are 2 methods. The first is through promoting publication. And you find that if you go to your Facebook page or fan page and see this button that says here, advertise or this here. And when we click, it opens this menu in which it asks us the type of ad, and if we say I want to create a new ad, and here it shows us a step-by-step to be able to launch our advertising, and really this is a method that is very simple. You can take 5 or 10 minutes following this step-by-step and your ads will start showing on Facebook and Instagram, and you can also access here if you enter through this section, and it is in one of your publications by clicking here, promote publication now, be it on Facebook and Instagram, and look here the same step-by-step that I shared with you a moment ago continues to appear, but from this publication in, however, I do not highly recommend this method because it is a simplified version of launching ads. But precisely because it is such a simplified version, it is missing several functionalities that the second method does have and that I am going to share with you below, and that help us get the most out of our campaigns. So, to create ads that allow us to sell the most with our investment, I recommend this second method better. And you go to business.facebook.com and create an account. Here we can also run advertising campaigns on Facebook and Instagram, but with many more features that will allow us to obtain the best possible return. And I believe that when we do something as important as investing in advertising for our businesses, we should not go for the simplest option, but for the most profitable option. In the end, we are going to invest the same with both. The second one may take a little longer, but we are going to sell more and attract more customers. So that's why in this video I'm going to share with you how to advertise on this platform. This is the board of a company that is advertising on Facebook and Instagram, and it is this one, called Be Natural. It is a store in Colombia that sells organic skincare and personal hygiene products. So for this video I'm going to show you this company as an example because they are doing well in advertising and what are the campaigns that you should create with your business so that you can also obtain sales. Let's move on to the 2 campaigns you have to create. And once you are in the Ads Manager, the first thing you have to do is click the green button that says Create to create a new campaign. Among these 6 objectives, the main question is which one to choose for sales generation. There are 4 that I always recommend. The first is recognition. If you have a physical store, a local business, and you want people who are nearby to see your ads and also visit you, with this objective you will reach people who are around your store, and when they click on an ad they will see a map explaining how can they get there. The second type of campaign I recommend is engagement. If you sell your business through WhatsApp, Instagram, or Messenger, people write to you and then you send them your bank account or a link where they can make the payment. With these campaigns you will be able to obtain more conversations and thus obtain more clients. The third campaign I recommend is leads. If with your business you have a product or service that has a high price and that people are not going to buy with WhatsApp or even on a website, for example, real estate, cars, also if you sell to other companies, and with these campaigns from potential clients you are going to collect emails and phone numbers of people interested in what you sell so that you can later schedule a call or meeting with them. Their name, potential clients, interested people. The fourth campaign I recommend is sales. If you have an online store, an e-commerce, and you want people to visit you, add products to the cart and then place an order. Since with these campaigns, Meta will help you show your ads to people who tend to buy online so that you can receive the greatest number of transactions on your website. You may also be saying, Felipe, you told me about 4, but there are 6. What about the other 12 objectives? I don't really recommend the traffic objective because you are going to reach people who tend to click on your ads, but are not going to buy from your website. You can have conversations by sending them to Messenger or WhatsApp, but they are often not the best. So, today it is a goal that I am not really recommending much. And you can use this application promotion campaign if you have a cell phone application and you want more people to install it. In this video, I'm going to select the sales objective because it has a special configuration that I would like to explain. But if you use the other objectives of recognition, interaction, or potential customers, the step-by-step is practically the same. You can apply the strategy I'm going to share, and it will give you good results. And well, if you want to see specific videos about these campaigns, I also have them on my YouTube channel, and I'm going to leave them in the description so you can review them as well. I'll choose sales to start a campaign. The first thing it asks you is if there are any categories of special ads, and there are certain industries with which the options are going to change a little. If any of these cases apply to your company, select it. Otherwise, you leave it as is. Then, in the purchase type, option appears, leave it as it is. Campaign objective, sales, look, and here I could change the objective that I shared with you a moment ago. Catalog. This is an option that is specific for online stores, but I recommend launching it in a next stage. So, for now you can leave it disabled, but you don't need to activate it either. And finally, campaign budget, advantage. As I shared with you in this document, we are going to launch 2 campaigns with the first campaign that we are going to launch. I am going to leave this off, so let's move on to the next level, which is a set of ads, and I recommend that you select your online store website, and then it will appear here as a very important sign, and it is the pixel. Pixel is a specific topic of advertising on Facebook and Instagram that causes confusion. The pixel, put in simple terms, is a surveillance camera that you install from Facebook and Instagram on your website, because if you want them to help you generate sales, goal, it has to know when someone buys from you. Otherwise they will be blind, they don't know who buys from you and who doesn't. Then, through the pixel, you install a Facebook and Instagram code on your website so that they know who visits you, who adds to the cart, who buys from you, and thus they can give you better results with your ads. And before launching sales campaigns, you have to have the pixel installed on your website. How can you do it? In this video, I'm going to share with you how to do it with the 2 main platforms for creating web pages today. The first is through Shopify, and then in applications you are going to look for one called Facebook on Instagram. So we click on it and then we click on configuration. In this section you are going to place the pixel with which you are going to send the information to Facebook and Instagram and how you can create it. So we go back to Business Facebook for a moment, we go to the hamburger menu, and then you are going to go to another section which is the Event Manager, right click, open link in a new tab, then. This is the pixel of this company. Here it is, you can see every day how much information is being sent to Facebook and Instagram. But if you don't have one yet, you have to click on this option. Connect data sources, web. Connect. Here we can put a name, create pixel, and it will open this same menu, and then you will look for this section identifier of the dataset, and below there is a number. That number is the identifier of your pixel. Then you can click on it. You are going to go to Shopify and you are going to enter the identifier of your pixel. In this case I am not going to do it because there is already one installed and we do not want to change it, and when you enter the identifier it will also ask how much information you want to send, and make sure it is selected maximum, because with this you are going to do 3 things. You are going to install the Facebook pixel. It will also will activate something that is advanced matching and the conversions API, and these last 2 methods are additional methods. Help you so that Facebook and Instagram receive even more information from your website. On the other hand, if you have your website built in WordPress, the step-by-step is also very simple. There is another client's WordPress page and you have to go to Plugins, Add New, and then you will look for a plugin called Pixel Your Site. And once you have it, you go down and below you see Pixel Your Site. So, dashboard, a dashboard, and here appears, look, your goal pixel. So, Lazar. Then click here on settings and look, right here you also have to enter the identifier. So, this same number that we find here. If this is your case WordPress, you are going to go to this section. You enter the identifier, but you also have to make another configuration, and it is the Conversions API. And how do you find that little code? To configure, go here and generate an access token. Lazar, click. Look, it generates you here. Since it's not really a code, it's like a token, a password, so you copy it, paste it in this section, and that's it. I've installed the pixel and the Conversion API. Once you install the pixel on your web page, it will appear here, along with the identifier. And then, Meta is going to ask you what the conversion event is. That is, what do you want people to do on your website, because there are many possibilities. Look. For example, in this case, if we select Add to Cart, Meta would try to get as many people to add a product to the cart. But if we select, on the other hand, to start payment, that the greatest number of people arrive at the checkout. And well, There are different possibilities, but of all for an e-commerce, the one I always recommend is buying, because it is the ultimate goal. This will tell Google exactly what we want and focus on generating what we need, which are sales. The next option is dynamic content. This is a slightly more advanced option, but you do not need to activate it in the first campaigns. Then you can leave it off and then budget and calendar. How much will you invest in your campaigns? In this case, I will invest 10,000 Colombian pesos per day, which is approximately $2.5 a day. As you noticed, if you just leave it like that, there is a red alert, and that is that the minimum you can invest in Facebook and Instagram is $1 a day. 1,000 Colombian pesos is less than $1, so an alert appears, suggesting to invest at least $1, which is 4,000 pesos. 10,000, it's gone. A little clarification in case you see that sign. In the next section, in public, we are going to add who will see our ads. In advertising, it is also known as segmentation. We are going to segment. We are going to create a group of people who will see our advertising. They always ask us where we want our ads to be seen. By default, it will be the country in which you created your account. In this case, it is an account from Colombia. Colombia appears. But if we also wanted to sell, for example, in Mexico, we can select it without any problem. However, if they sell in specific cities, you can also select them. We are going to place Bogotá, Colombia. Look, if it also sold in Medellin, here we can put it, or even in cities in other countries, I can put Buenos Aires, Lima, and well, so on. So not only can we select multiple countries, but also multiple cities. And finally, if you want to segment people in a particular neighborhood, we can also do it. We can use this that it is a marker, and we can manually place where these people are going to be located. And we can say ready, I want them to be here, and in a predetermined way it will open a radius of 16 kilometers. So we say no, I don't want 16 kilometers around. I better want 2 kilometers around the point that I put, and that's it. There we are going to reach people who are in all these neighborhoods. If we want it to be smaller, the minimum is 1 kilometer. Well, here it is going to be more specific, or you can record it depending on how you want it. For this case, I am going to select simply Colombia as an example. In age, we select the age range of the people who will see our ads. In sex, we determine if your products are only for men, only for women, or apply to both. In detailed segmentation is where you are going to specifically select the people who may be interested in your products or services. And that is why here we can place personal care, look at hygiene items, but also, if we click on suggestions, similar interests will appear, such as natural skincare. Organic products also appear, so this is the first option with detailed segmentation, and you need to search for words related to your product or service. And then through suggestions you can add others. However, there is also another method that I want to share with you, and that is that you do not put words as generic but names of specific companies. For example, when selling organic products, you can look for large companies that also sell organic products to the skin. A very important company within the personal grooming and skincare industry is called Kiehl's, and look here, Kiehl's Cosmetics appears, and when you click on suggestions, they will also show us specific brands that are part of this industry, such as example The Body Shop, L'Oreal, but L'Oreal is very broad. I would like something more as specific to organic products such as The Face Shop, Skin Food, etc. If you also want to explore other options within detailed segmentation, click this button and it will show you additional options that you can use. For example, demographic data. We can segment people who have a doctorate, university studies, master's degree, postgraduate degrees, university degrees, and it can help you if you sell something related to education. We can also segment people by field of study, so we can say I want people, for example, who have studied engineering. Here are various options. For instance, significant occasions like anniversaries can benefit from your gift-related products. Also, people who meet in specific months, and that is also related to gifts. People who are far from their studied origin. Recent move. Be used with companies that sell furniture or interior design services, since they are people who are just looking for this, people who have a new job, newlyweds, engaged, have to be parents, are in a relationship, work. Well then, how you can see there is a lot of demographic data that you could also take advantage of. Interests. Well, these are what I just shared with you, but if you need help here I am going to show you categories. Then in locations we are going to select where our ads are going to be shown. And by default this appears, Locations Advantage Plus. But if we leave clicking on manual placements, we can manually select where we want our ads to show. And we say, no, I want my ads to only show on Instagram. So, we leave only Instagram selected. On the other hand, we can say not only do I want it to be shown on Facebook, and we can leave it like that, and the option that I recommend today is precisely this advantage locations, because with this we are going to appear in all possible locations. We are going to appear on these 4 platforms that they are Facebook, Instagram, Messenger, and Audience Network. Audience Network is a network of applications and games allied to Facebook and Instagram where our ads will also appear, so that is why in this case it will place advantageous locations. In this optimization and delivery section, leave the select conversions and cost per result objective blank, as it is not necessary to modify it. Heading to the third and final level, which is already this one and is at the advertisement level. And here we are going to customize how the ad looks. So the first thing is to select your Facebook page and also your Instagram account. Then we are going to create an ad, and to create ads there are 4 options: image, watch, video, sequence, or collection. In this video I'm going to show you how to do each of these. But to start, let's use an image ad. And then, in multimedia, we are going to click Add Image. In this case, I am going to upload a new image of the computer. Specifically this one. Ready, the photo has been uploaded, now I'm going to select it. And then it's going to ask me to adjust the sizes because there are different sizes in the locations. The Facebook and Instagram feed starts with a square size, making the photo look like this. But when they are stories, the size is vertical, and I think we have all seen ads that have been cropped, and that is why here, if 9:16 is selected, we can crop it so that it looks better? Yes. It's like being in full screen. And this last one is from very specific locations with a right that is more horizontal, so you can leave it like this because they are almost not shown there, but you could also customize it so that your product was seen with horizontal dimensions next here. Then it shows us a score of 1 to 4 with suggestions that we can take advantage of, and I recommend that you only use brightness and contrast music. If it is a video, you can leave it activated. If it is an image, you can turn it off, and 3D animation you can also activate it, and that's it. Our ad is now uploaded. Now I'm going to place the text that people are going to read. Ready, I've added the text. I'm going to expand this ad to explain what it is. This is the main text, and there I recommend that you focus on the benefit that people are going to obtain by buying from you. That is, what they are going to gain. For example, we bring you an ideal kit for you, and you can also use a short phrase to attract attention. Polishes free of toxic substances that can affect your nails and your health. There, it is clear to me why I should buy that product or service. Let's say the key is to ask yourself why. Because people buy from me, and I think it is ideally at the beginning of the ad. Then, once you have attracted attention with that initial benefit, you can move on to specific things about your product or service. For example, this kit consists of a base or gloss, remover, tempered glass file, and the polish of your choice. Then we talk about ingredients, techniques, materials that the product has, and that is why it says here, strengthen your nails with vegan and cruelty-free products. A brief call to action. Click for more details. It's a simple copy structure that works well. However, this text is not the only one. There is another. And it is this. Look, if you see how it is down here and it is added here. Look, it is the title, and the title is precisely the text that appears below the ad, and I recommend that you also include the name of your product because it is what sells substance-free nail polishes toxic, so people will clearly understand what the ad is about. And there is also something that appears, for example, on the computer, and it is this small text that in this case says shipments throughout Colombia, and that small text is this one here, description. So here in the description, I also recommend that you put a short phrase especially related to the purchase, for example, where you ship to or what your guarantee is, so that people can also take action. I recommend that you leave this optimization of text per person disabled, and in the call to action we can select the button that people will see within the ad. If we come back here, the button is buy, so here we can change it. Next, information labels. This is something relatively new. We can add small labels below the ad, and here they give us 3 options. The first is free shipping. We can say that we have free shipping, for example, from 100,000 Colombian pesos, which is approximately $20. We can also add another label that is return policy, and that is, you have free returns if and we accept returns in a maximum range, for example, 30 days after purchase, and Meta will show if you are below the ad, like these little ones tags sometimes, not always with the free shipping or returns you added. And in this other option we can also add other tags, but that are related to our profiles on Facebook or Instagram. Here we can let Meta show the date we joined Instagram. And if you have an Instagram profile that is several years old, if people see that date, it will somehow convey authority because it is a company that has already existed for a while. We can also show our business hours, price ranges, locations, and some metrics from our social networks, such as the number of followers on Instagram, on Facebook, the response time to your page, etc. I recommend that you leave as many as possible activated because with this you will also give the algorithm freedom to start showing these labels, and let's say that they are small adjustments but they can help make your advertising more effective. Then, in the destination, select website and what is the URL, the link to which you are going to send people. And in this case, since we are promoting a special product, this nail polish kit, we are not going to send to the home or the beginning of the website because people get lost. We are going to send to the specific product. And this is a common mistake with companies that have online stores, and that is that they promote a specific product or a collection when the personal ones click they go to the home, and it is like now, where is that product? I got lost and I had to use the search engine, so something key is to make the process as simple as possible. Send them exactly where the ad says so that the people see that everything is consistent and say yes, this is the product they are seeing. I like it. I'm going to add it to the cart and well, I'll place the order. So in this case, I'm going to select this specific product. I am going to place it here. That's it. And ready. You leave the rest as it is. And I'm going to go up here. And in the name we already have an advertisement, which is an image. And the name of the product is this, manicure kit. So I'm going to copy it and paste it here. Ready. And once you have your first ad, click on this option, duplicate, and with this you will create other ads. Since we already have one, I'm going to click on 3 so that we have 1 plus 3, 4 ads in total. However, we are not going to use the same image. Let's use another ad. So in this case, I'm going to delete this and now I'm going to upload a video. I'm going to use this one and that's it. This ad is a video explaining a routine with one of the products. This brand, this is a video taken with a cell phone and look like these texts were added to make it a little more natural within Instagram. This you really can't do with the Instagram editor, and a voice was placed in the background, then this person comes out explaining how to use this product. Because the golden rule is that different people respond to different ads. The first ad is very focused on the product. Ready? The second is a video but a little more educational, and perhaps with that we will reach another group of people. And in this case, another text is also being used, which is a question to attract attention. You are looking for a healthy and safe alternative for your nails. Then the brand's products are shown, what they are like, their technical compositions, or that part that I mentioned about ingredients, characteristics, and finally a small phrase for them to take action. And in this case, in the URL, I am not going to send them to the first kit, but rather I'm going to send them to a category. In this case, About Me nail polishes are being promoted. Then we copy and paste here. And then I'm going to go up here. And this other ad is different and is a video. Routines About Me. However, there are 2 other types of ads that work well and that I also want to share with you. And next is this sequence ad. Sequence ads allow us to add different cards to also create like a carousel. In fact, they are also called carousel ads. And in this case, he is talking about a product or a category like the 2 previous ads, but about the brand in general. Natural products dedicated to taking care of your well-being. And it was also placed at the bottom as general benefits of the brand. Then vegan and ecological, toxic-free, take care of your skin and the planet, face, body, and hair, and in all the call to the option to buy, and with this advertisement how the in general, mark the link to which we are going to send people. There it is, the home, look at buynaturalstore.com. And when you have advertisements that are a bit generic in that they simply show what you do, it is better that people arrive here and then in these menus they will be able to discover, well, there it is what they specifically need. So we have our third ad, and here I am going to place a sequence mark, and I am going to add a fourth and last ad with a different strategy, but that also works very well. And now I am going to select a video here, and here I uploaded a new video but with a different strategy from the previous one, and it is this one. Look at my 3 kits favorites to give to. Mom on her day, and this video, for example, is being recorded in May, and in May a very important date for companies that, for example, have personal care, could be Mother's Day, so a Mother's Day announcement is added. The mother, because being something relevant for this moment, it can also help you have an additional sales boost. and in the URL, since it is a gift for mom, this section will be sent precisely, gifts, which is like. Another category that could also be used. Here are the kits that were mentioned, so I'm going to copy, paste, and that's it. And here we already have a video that is a kit for mom. So in this case we added 4 ads, all different from each other. The first, an image with a photo of a product and also the link so that people can buy it. The second, an educational video and we send people to a collection. The third, a sequence where the brand is talked about in general and sent to home plate. And the fourth, a video, but talking about an event that is relevant to the brand and can also be sent to a collection or a product that people can buy right around that. It's like we have different types of ads so that the algorithm can show each one to different people and thus find which one gives the best results. Now, thinking about ideas for ads, I understand that it is not easy, so, if you need inspiration, I want to share a free tool that will help you a lot. And you are going to enter Google, type ad library, then select the country where you want to see the ads and then, in the ad category, put all of them. And here you are going to place a keyword related to your business. In the case of this company, it could be, for example, skincare. And here we are going to see all the active ads on Facebook and Instagram related to skincare. There are more than 1,500 results. And we review which brands are making good advertisements and what we could perhaps take as a reference. For example, I don't know, I found this Elixir La Maga interesting. We click to see details and then it will show us look at this video, and for example this could be an interesting entry from the producer filming to attract attention and if we like the ads of this brand a lot, then we place the mouse here to see ads and here we go, we will see the ads specifically for this brand at this time. They have 49 assets and we can look at, for example, this other ad to see what it consists of. Look, they have a photo of the product and also with these small texts highlighting the benefits. It could also be done perfectly. Then you could see another ad. What does it consist of? Oh, look, this is interesting. They are highlighting a specific area of the skin and also the problem that they help solve. So we could take note and say, hey, we can include this in our ads as well. So if you need help or inspiration, I highly recommend this Meta Ad Library tool because it really is an endless source of ideas. And once we have our ads ready, I'm going to go to the ad set level. Because you remember that here I added interests, look, in this detailed segmentation part, related to personal care, so here in the ad set I'm going to place interests. Personal care, and then I'm going to take this same ad set and I'm going to duplicate it, and I'm going to duplicate it twice because I want to test 3 audiences in total, so I'm going to put 2. Duplicate ready, take out, duplicate the original ad set in these 2 new ones, and that's why they say copy and copy. So now let's go to this one. Click edit, and the advantage of having duplicated it is that we already have all the previous configurations and also the same interests, but we don't want to try exactly the same thing, so in this case we go what to do. We are going to test another type of audience that Facebook and Instagram also offer us, and for that we are going to eliminate all the interests that we had previously added, and then you go up to this section that says custom audiences, and on Facebook and Instagram there are other audiences that we can take advantage of as custom audiences and similar. So let's click on this lookalike audience first. What is a lookalike audience? They are people who look like those who have already interacted with you. For example, we can say I want to reach people who look like those who have already visited my website. Meta will look for people who are similar to them because they already have enough information about each user, and this way we can reach new people who are already qualified. So to create a similar audience, click on this section and create a custom origin and audience, and as I told you, we are going to reach people who look like those who visited our website. First we have to create an audience with those who visited the website, and then you select the next website. You also select your pixel, that surveillance camera, and we are going to select all the website visitors. So here we put 180, and on behalf of the public we put web visitors. 180 days. Create audience. And once we have that audience with people who visited the website in the last 6 months, we are going to create an audience with people who look like them. And for that we click on this option, Create Similar Audience. we select the country we are segmenting. In this case, Colombia, although we could also select several countries if you sell in several. And starting, I recommend that you select this option, 1%. Then, create an audience and that's it. It will no longer be this set of ads, interests, brands, and personal care, but rather it will be a similar audience of 1% of web visitors 180 days. I recommend that you name it that way so that you can identify it later. Now, if you do not sell through a website but instead sell, for example, through WhatsApp or through Instagram, the process is the same, but the source audience will not be web visitors but can be, for example, people who have interacted with your account of Instagram, and here you are going to create an audience with people who interacted with your Instagram account. It could also be in the last 180 days. They may have interacted with your Instagram account for 180 days. Create an audience. And then, create a similar audience, and with this, you will reach people who look like those who are interacting with your Instagram account. And the last set of ads that we need to change is this one, so I'm going to click Edit. And here we repeat the same thing. We remove the interests, and in this case we are going to try another type of audience on Facebook and Instagram that also works well and consists of not placing anything, like this. Felipe, we are not going to place anything in detailed segmentation, and the only thing what you are going to place is the sex, the age, and the place where you want your ads to be shown, but in detailed segmentation you are not going to place anything, nor are you going to place anything from similar or personalized audiences. You leave everything blank, and in this way, let's say the largest possible market in which we can sell, what is the site or sites where we can distribute our products or services, ages and sexes. And now we are going to give the greatest possible field of action to Facebook and Instagram, and there you can also say, but why would I do that? Because it is going to select everyone, because today the algorithm is so powerful that even with these segmentations, it is called open segmentation. It gives very good results because it has the largest number of users to whom you can choose to show our ads. So it is also an audience that is worth trying, and that is why up here I am going to place open segmentation and close, and in this way we now have to summarize a sales campaign with 3 sets of ads. One is the similar audience of 1%. The other, it is open segmentation, and the last one is with interests related to brands and personal care, and within each audience we have 4 ads with different styles, and this is precisely the structure that I recommend for the first campaign, that you create a cold traffic campaign. It is the name when we are showing ads to people who don't know us yet. And in this cold traffic campaign, it is key that we have 3 sets of ads testing the 3 types of audiences that I just shared with you. Interests, well, detailed segmentation, it's the same thing. Similar audiences and also open segmentation. And within each of these ad sets, add 3 to 4 ads with different formats. And here we have images, videos, sequences. However, we still have another campaign to go. This is the first. So let's look at the second one. And for that, I'm going to repeat the process. Now I'm going to select a sales campaign. Continue. Manual sales campaign, continue. Then we go down, and in this budget option for the Advantage campaign, we activate it and place a smaller budget than the previous campaign. The first campaign that I shared with you has 3 audiences and each one with a budget of 10,000. So in total, it is 30,000. The second campaign will be smaller and secondary, so I will set a budget of $10,000 for it. Then, next, we leave this part the same, website, buy, dynamic content, leave it disabled. In the start date you enter when you want your campaign to start and at what time. And then, in public, we select who will see our ads. And this tag segmentation, in this second campaign we did not touch it. What are we going to do? We're going to go up here and we're going to use custom audiences. I shared these with you a moment ago when we were creating similar audiences, but with similar audiences we reach people who look like those who have already interacted with us, but they are new people. While in this second campaign, we are going to select personalized audiences to reach only those who know us. So in this case, which custom audiences do I recommend you select? The first is website. So here we are going to select people who have visited the website. All web visitors in the last 180 days. Another audience that I also recommend you use is this customer list. If with your business you have a database, and excel with the people who have already bought from you or, for example, who have completed one of your forms. You can upload that Excel to Facebook and Instagram so that they can later find them within their users and give their advertising. The third custom audience that I also recommend that you include in this second campaign is this Instagram account, and they will be people who have interacted with your Instagram account. So here you select your Instagram account, and in this case, I also recommend that you start, for example, with 180 days name of the public. They interacted with Instagram 180 days. Good. Create public. The fourth public that I recommend you use is this Facebook pages, and it is the same as the Instagram account, but with the difference that we are going to reach people who have interacted as with your Facebook page with your fan page time range equal to 180 days. And the fifth and last audience that I recommend you use is this video. In this case, the menu is closed, and I don't know if it is like a little trick when you are not creating video audiences, and there are times when the menu is closed, so if that happens to you, it is very simple. We simply refresh the screen and then repeat the process. Custom audience, video, next. And look here, if the menu opened for me, and with this audience we can select people who have seen our videos or our reels. We can do it like this. We can select people who have seen at least 3 seconds of a video, at least 10 seconds people who have seen the entire video, or minimum 15 seconds if it lasts more than 15 seconds, or if they have seen 25, 50, 75, or 95%. As you can see, there are many options among all of these. The truth is that the one I like the most is this one with 10 seconds, because it is someone who has seen at least 3 seconds. I feel that it is very little, so with 10 seconds we are sure that it is someone who at least was watching the video for a while, and you will probably remember our brand. Then we choose videos, and we are going to choose the videos that we have published both on our Facebook page and on our Instagram account, and it could also even be from your ad campaigns. And once we have selected the videos, what we need is to place retention, 180 days, and the name of the public. Video plays longer than 10 seconds. The last 180 days. Boom, create an audience. And once we have added the custom audiences, an option appears below. Custom audience advantage. I recommend that you select this option. Be careful, don't click on it, at least if they are your first campaigns. And here on the right a menu also appears. The campaign's ad set might not generate any purchasing events. This is like an alert that here Meta tells us, look, with this audience you may not be going to generate orders, but that is because they are small audiences. They are people who have interacted with our business, and Meta by default will always prefer large audiences, and that is why it says here to expand your audience. But in this case, since it is a campaign specifically for people who already know us, we are going to ignore it. In fact, I recommend that you ignore these messages most of the time because they are like default alerts. Then I'm going to close. Now we are going to go to the ad level, and we are going to add different ads that we are going to show to these people. So here you select your Facebook page, Instagram account, and then create ad. In this case we could, for example, use a video ad, but it will be different from the one we created in the first campaign. I'm going to upload it and explain it to you. This video is a testimonial from a client telling about his experience with one of this brand's products, specifically with the eye contour. So this is another option that you can also use, and that is to ask your customers to take videos with their cell phone telling them about their experience with your product or service, or a person on your team can also do it. And this is key to increasing trust, because it will be content that looks very natural, as if it were almost from a friend who is making a recommendation on Facebook and Instagram. And also in the copy you can place words that person said. For example, here 5 stars, because that is like quality. I have been using various products for quite some time, and I love this contour. It hydrates and reduces inflammation in my eye area. It cannot be missing from a daily routine. It has worked quite well for me. I recommend it. And this specific product is also placed in the link. Ready. And up here I am going to go up and place video, testimonial, eye contour. However, as we saw with the previous campaign, it is key to have different ads. So in this case, since it is a campaign with a smaller audience, we are not going to have 4 ads, but better 3. So since there is already 1, let's add 2 new copies, and that's it. Here the 2 new ads have been created. These 2 ads are also going to have other formats, so I'm going to make the changes and I'm going to explain them to you. The second ad is a collection, which is another format that we can also use and that I had not shown you until now, but that works quite well. And these ads have something very interesting, and that is that they allow us to add an image or a video to attract attention, and below place a catalog so that people can later see the specific product that they like. And here we can place the text, In this case, the top 5 natural products are being promoted. Then you can also make like a top of products, a top of services that you want to promote, a video showing one or more of these, and then in this part of instant experience you are going to show the catalog. On the other hand, if you don't have a product catalog, you can also do it. I'm going to create a new one. You can use this, which is customer acquisition, and here in Meta it already shows you some templates where you can customize it. So here you can place an image. Here you can place text. Here another text. Here, for example, a button to send people to your website, or you can even place the link of your WhatsApp. Then we have this sequence where we can also place different photos of our products or services, and in each photo place a link to where we want to send people. And in my opinion, these are the best ads you see. I call these collection ads the ads that look best on Facebook and Instagram because precisely they allow you to do this as a mini web page on Facebook and Instagram that loads instantly, and where we can give more information about what we sell. And the third announcement is going to be the kit video for mom. The same ad that we added in the first campaign can also be added in this second because it is a date that is very relevant for this business, so it is better to place it in both, and the same video was placed, which is this one, and also the same text. So well, there is no greater mystery, and in this case I also already named the ads as I shared them with you. Video, kit for mom, collection top 5 facial products, and good video, testimonial, eye contour. And now I am going to the group level of ads, and I am going to name it that corresponds, and here I like to place these audiences, so I'm going to remove this, not set of ads. I'm going to place they interacted with Instagram, they interacted with Facebook, customer list, video views, and finally web visitors. And now I am going to change the name of the campaign, and this is not going to be a cold traffic campaign but a retargeting campaign, and that is in advertising and digital marketing. When we show ads to people who already know us, it is known as retargeting. It is like tracking. So here we have a first campaign with people who don't know us yet, cold traffic, and then another second campaign with people who do know us, which is retargeting. So I'm going to place it here. In this case, starting out, I recommend having only one set of ads, with people who have interacted with your Instagram, people who have interacted with your Facebook page, and who have played your videos. These 3 apply to practically all businesses. And if you have a website, you can also use this, web visitors. And if you have a client list, you can upload that too. And here you add fewer ads because it is a smaller audience. There may be 2 or 3 with different formats. So, they can be images, videos, sequences, or collections. And in fact, this is the structure I recommend for companies that are starting out. You don't need to get involved with many campaigns or many audiences or ads. Starting out, I think it is important to have a simple structure with 2 cold traffic and retargeting campaigns. Each one with the audiences that I shared with you, and also doing different tests at the advertising level. Believe me that you will already have a pretty good strategy with your advertising on Facebook and Instagram. And as you grow, you can add other campaigns. But to start, I am convinced that it is best to keep it as simple as possible. Now that we have seen what the first 2 campaigns are that you have to launch, let's move on to the next point, which is key and is what numbers you should analyze. And when you enter Business Facebook, this board appears by default, because Meta has different templates, like different boards already saved. So the one that always appears by default is this performance. But also, if we click on traffic, it will show us other columns. If we click on interaction with video, other columns. So, which of these templates should you use? I don't really like any of these templates, so the one I always recommend is to click here to customize columns and select exactly the columns that we want to see. So for that we are going to eliminate the ones that already appear here, and we are going to add the 5 columns that all companies must add when they advertise on Facebook and Instagram, regardless of what the first is: delivery, the second is budget, the third is amount spent, fourth, results, and the fifth, cost per result. These are the 5 key metrics that all businesses should use. But there are other metrics that are secondary, which are also good to add. So it's these: CPC, cost per link click. Another one that also works is this center, percentage of clicks on the link, frequency, and finally CPM. Now we are going to click apply and I'm going to explain what each of these metrics consists of. So, delivery shows us if the campaigns are active or not. Very important. With amount spent, we see how much has been spent. In total, 243,000 have been spent. But if we change it to the last 30 days, it will show us another expense that we have had. In results, you can see how many results your campaigns have generated. And since these campaigns are sales for an online store, then what are the results that we want to see purchases on the website, and here we can see how many purchases each campaign has generated, and the cost per result is directly related to the previous two because we can say ready, I have invested 1,000,000 pesos and I have generated 246 purchases. How much has each purchase cost me on average? That is 1,000,000 over 246. Each purchase on average has cost you 4,000 Colombian pesos, which is about $1. Each time you invest $1 in your campaigns, or 4,000 pesos on average, you generate a purchase. And we want that cost per result to be as low as possible. So the better your ads are, the more people click, go to your website, buy, because with the same investment you will be able to generate more results, and the cost per result, as it is a division of both, because it will be lower. And there are other secondary metrics that can help us understand what is happening. For example, CPC, cost per click, shows us on average how much it costs for each person to click on the ads. Center shows what percentage of people are clicking on your ads. This center is 0.6% and compare it with this one of 1%. This is 40% higher, and if there are more people who are clicking on your ads, then the cost will also be lower because you are correcting more clicks, and therefore, so you are going to have more orders and an analysis that we could say is ready. Here I have a very high cost per purchase. It is becoming very expensive for me to obtain orders, but it is perhaps because this percentage is very low. Not many people are clicking on it, so I'm going to change the videos, the images, the texts to increase this percentage. With that, it will be cheaper to get clicks, and most likely it will be cheaper to get purchases. The frequency shows on average how many times people have seen the ads, and in fact, in any metric, if you place the mouse, it will show you the definition, and with this we can see that in the last 30 days people have seen the ads 1.4 times. Ads from this campaign, here 2.2, 2.3, 2.07, etc. CPM shows the average cost of displaying our ads 1,000 times. This is the case of a company with which sales campaigns are being used because they have an online store. But if you sell, for example, through WhatsApp, the same columns apply. This is another company's account, with which interaction campaigns are being used to send people to WhatsApp and generate conversations. And in this case, look, we have the same columns: delivery, budget, amount spent, results, and cost per result. The 5 key metrics, and also the other secondary metrics such as CPC, center, frequency, and CPM. What are interaction campaigns on WhatsApp that will show conversations? And here appear conversations with initial messages. And here we can see that this campaign has invested 800,000 Colombian pesos, which is approximately $170, and has generated 633 conversations on WhatsApp. These are all the people who have clicked on the ads, have been redirected to WhatsApp, and are already talking to the brand. And the cost per result comes out the same, 800,000 over 600. Each conversation on average is costing 1,276 Colombian pesos, which is approximately 25 cents. Every time you invest in 25 cents, you already know that a conversation is being generated. And there is another company's account with which lead campaigns are being used to collect phone numbers and emails of people interested in what they sell. They are located in Mexico and sell auto parts. And here are also the 5 columns: delivery, budget, amount spent, results, and cost per result, with the difference that in results we can see how many people have completed the Facebook and Instagram form and have left their personal data. And this campaign, for example, has invested 4,313 Mexican pesos, which is more or less $200. And already 29 people have left their data, and 4,000 out of 29 means that each potential client on average is costing 148 Mexican pesos, which is about $7, $7.5, and that with $7 they are already collecting emails and phone numbers of interested people in what they sell. It is turning out to be quite profitable for them because then they call them, schedule a meeting, show them their spare parts, and buy something that has a much higher value. So in our document, I am going to add the 5 key metrics, but with companies that have an online store, there are 2 other metrics that are also quite important, and for that we are going to return here to customize columns, These we leave as they are, but with electronic businesses we also have to write buy and select value and steals. Purchase conversion value will show you how much people have bought on your website. In this case, 200,000 Colombian pesos were invested, about $40, and 2 million pesos were sold, which is about $400. And if I invested $40, I sold 400. What is my return? Sales over investment. So if we saw this number over this one, we will have the return, which is 9.46. And the return in advertising is called ROAS. Its acronym in English is Return on Ad Spend, and it is Return on Investment in Advertising. What is the ROI of my campaigns? In this case, it's not exactly 10, but 9.46. I know that for every peso or for every dollar I'm getting 9.46 back. And here we can also compare the returns of each of the campaigns. And why Meta can show purchase conversion value and ROAS in these cases? Thanks to the Pixel, the surveillance camera that I shared with you at the beginning of this video that we installed. Because as the Pixel can know how many purchases you are generating on your website, you can also know how much people are buying, and that is why it can report it here. And well, if you already have the value, then you can also calculate the ROAS, which is simply the addition. Then in our document, it will say that if you have an online store, it also adds purchase value and ROAS. Once you have added the appropriate columns, we go to the next step, and that is to wait at least 5 to 7 days. And when we publish our campaigns, they start to learn. Behind our campaigns there is artificial intelligence, the buzzword. And if within the campaigns we have to show ads to women between 20 and 40 years old, they start showing ads to 20-year-old women, 30-year-old women, 40-year-old women. And if they detect that 30-year-old women are the ones that give the best results, little by little they begin to place the budget there. It's like the campaigns are learning. And that is why it is also important to wait to give them enough time to learn. And the minimum time range I recommend is 5 to 7 days. And the third step is that you turn off the ads with the highest cost per result. In that way, let's start with the example of sales campaigns. When 5 to 7 days have passed, I recommend that you go within your campaign. Then, for each ad set, review the ad metrics. A little trick that I like to do is filter by amount spent to see the ads that spent the most and the least. And here we are going to see metrics for each one, and we can notice that these two ads have a cost per result of 8,000 and 15,000 Colombian pesos, which are about $2 and $4, but these other two ads had a higher cost per result. Look, 20,000 and 52,000. Since this is already like $5 and $10, it is becoming more expensive to get clients. So that is why these ads that had a higher cost per result were turned off, as I just mentioned here. Turn off the ads with the highest cost per result. To little by little place the budget on the ads that are generating more economic results so we can sell more. The lowest cost per purchase generates the most customers and has a higher return of 10.43. The next one looks at 5.7 and the others already have a lower return. Now let's move on to the example of the campaign that sells through WhatsApp. Then exactly the same thing happens within the campaign. We are going to see the different advertisements, and here you can also see that this advertisement had a cost per conversation. In the case of 4,000 Colombian pesos, this one also 4,000, so both each conversation was costing more or less $1, but look, this advertisement is at 1,208 Colombian pesos, which are already 25 cents, and because it is lower, people liked it more. It is a video that people liked more. They clicked more and spoke more, and that is why the cost per result ended up being lower. And now let's move on to the last example. And it is from potential clients, and here we can also compare the ads. What has been their cost per result? And these three had a cost per result quite high. Look at 300 pesos, and almost 400 pesos. Then they went out to place almost everything in these two that have them 110 and 168 pesos, because this is where we are getting the most potential clients. Finally, let's look at the 4 most common mistakes when making advertising on Facebook and Instagram. The first mistake is using the wrong campaign. When I was explaining how to create campaigns, the first thing they always ask us is to choose a goal. There is a conception that if I have a website and I'm starting, I'd better do traffic campaigns to send to many people, and then I can start using sales campaigns. But I've tried it, and the truth is that it doesn't work that way. With traffic we are going to reach people who tend to click on ads, but who do not necessarily buy. As if they were a shopping center, people who like window shopping in stores, like just seeing products but don't buy. And if you send those people to your website, then no matter how many changes you make, the tracking and everything, they are people who are not qualified from the beginning. The second mistake is using the 1-1-1 structure. In that way, a campaign, an ad set, an ad. This is a campaign that one of my clients used before working with us and has a problem. And it is a campaign. But look, there is only one set of ads, and within that set of ads there is only one ad. So here we can see that the cost per purchase or result is $37,000, but there are no other ads with which to compare them to say, ready, it is very high, very low, we are going to place the budget little by little there. If you only have one, you have no reference point, so hence the advantage of doing different tests. When running campaigns, always use different ads. For example, one ad costs $52,000, but I have another for $8,000 and one for $15,000. The next mistake is editing your ads too soon. As I shared with you here, the ads are learning. And if we edit them too soon, we are going to cut off that learning and we are going to end up playing against ourselves. It backfires on us. So always wait at least 5 to 7 days to make sure that your ads have learned, and then you will have enough information to start making the best possible decisions, because there will be more data. And the fourth and last mistake is prioritizing likes or comments. When we are investing in advertising campaigns, the most important thing is that we measure them by the results they are giving. Whether they are purchases, they can also be conversations or leads. But please, do not measure them depending on how many likes they are generating or how many comments, because it is not necessarily because someone likes or comments on your publication that they will end up buying from you. These metrics, that's why I call them vanity metrics. What our businesses really need are sales, they are customers. That's what's going to pay the bills. So always review the cost per result and from there make decisions, and at the same time you will increase your followers, but let it be something secondary, not the main objective of your campaigns.